Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. It is the opening of the Sunshine Meet, which will carry us right through the championship meet on opening day on December 26th. But we got lots of great racing this afternoon. Fast main track. Tapeta, of course, no turf racing yet, but coming up pretty soon, Brian, that turf racing. Look at that course looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good as well. And then what we also have, of course, Saturday's big news, but today, $550,000 in the gross jackpot Rainbow Six. You've got a ticket, and if you didn't hear the memo, didn't get the memo, and we'll talk about it a little later, mandatory day tomorrow, should it not be hit. Well, regardless, but could be a big doings tomorrow.
Yeah, good. Tomorrow there it is, $550,000. And before we get underway, I want to say our hearts are with all those people out there on the West Coast in Florida. Boy, that was some hurricane.
Yeah, fortunate enough for us that it didn't really touch us too badly, but you saw the destruction and everything, so hopefully everybody was as safe as can be, and we wish them all the best.
Yeah, all the best. It's going to be a while for them to come back, but Floridians are really good. We know about these hurricanes, so once again, got our thoughts and prayers with those people over there and across the state. So first race today is going to be 6 furlongs on the fast main track, maiden claiming 2-year-olds, $12,500. Brian put an early pick 5 ticket together. Let's roll it through.
Only 3 scratches today, but a few of them were a big deal to me at least. 4 deep in the opener here. We'll get to it. Kagwa in race 2 is my single. In race 3, we go 3 deep. Top pick is Cloud Storage in there on the drop for Mark Cassidy. Here's another single in race 4. Royal Kitten's going to be pretty tough. And then 3 deep. I was going 5 deep. I'll now go 3 deep. And I lost both my top 2 picks in there, Ronnie. So I double scratch into Dubstep.
Dubstep from Mary Epler. Got Stellar Raider also on that and Reaching Stride, and those look like the logical 3 now, as you mentioned, with those scratches, $18. Getting to this first race, the current even money favorite is the number 3, Hello Jack. I went a little different way. I went with the 4 horse, and here is currently 4-1, and this one is King Sparrow, who's dropping to the 12-5 level. Chased the pace last time out and finished, I thought, a screw-tightening 5th against those 25s in its career debut. 4, Ronaldo Riches, Miguel Vasquez named to ride this afternoon. I've just been watching this barn. They've been doing a good job, so I put it right on top.
Yeah, and just a kind of a note to everybody out there, if you're looking at your racing form, all the stats start anew now, obviously, because we're on a different meet now, and so the form has got everybody kind of zeroed out. And Ronaldo Richards is one of those guys where maybe you're not that familiar with him, but Ronnie, he was in the mid to upper 20s at the Royal Palm meet. So this is a barn that we're all kind of getting accustomed to, getting used to. Down here in South Florida, in a very short period of time from a short sample, Ronnie seems to know what he's doing.
Well, you have a first-time starter on top of your ticket. That's the 8 Dream of Blessings, 20-1 in the morning line. Taking a little money right now. Very early in the wagering for David Baracco will be in the saddle today.
And Ramon Miguel, and this is a barn. This is not a huge high percentage barn, but very quietly, 3 for 9, debuting in maiden claimers, 3 for 14 overall with his first start. David is 15%, and this is not a high percentage jockey, but he has done very, very well with this barn. If we remember last week, might have been 2 weeks ago, he had a firster that went off at 2-1, took crazy money. Now it's very, very early in the betting, 10-1. I hope this horse is live and sneaky in here. I'm just taking a shot. Ronnie, a couple of those Works Whisper ready. That one on September 3rd, that's pretty snappy.
The current favorite at even money right now is the 3, Hello Jack, who's dropping after rallying late to finish 3rd, actually in front of the horse we talked about it on the top, King Sparrow, when they hooked up at 5.5 furlongs last time out. Jose Ruiz is the trainer. You got Marcos Meneses handling this rematch between at least those two at 3/4 of a mile, and as Brian just said, very early in the wagering.
Yeah, I mean, Hello Jack, you just look at the one race because he was in over his head in the maiden special weights. That's clearly the race to beat.
I want to talk about the number 6, Joe's Had Enough, was wheeling back after stalking the pace and finishing 4th when shifting from the Tapeta to dirt last time out. So I found the stat on David Forks, and I wanted to see 3rd career start. We know he's unbelievable with 2nd career start, but I wanted to see how it was. Maiden claimers on the dirt. He's 6 for 31, 19%, 48% in the money. 170 is the return of investment. So not bad. He's like 30% second start, but he also does well when horses are making their 3rd career start.
Yeah, this is a very, very sharp barn, and this horse got to the dirt last time and clearly improved a little bit at least. So we'll see what we get today now with 2 of them behind him.
Let's go to race number 2 this afternoon as I flip the page here. And this one is a mile 70 about distance on the Tapeta, claiming fillies 3-year-olds or 4 and up, non-winners of 3 in life. triple conditions all raced since March 30th. And I think one of your singles was the 5 in here, Kega, who's returning at the same level and distance today.
Yeah, we're going to show the replay of this race last time. We lost a replay today, but we got a couple for you coming up, and this is one of them. And so here's Rosa Star, the 1, and here's Kagwa, the 2. And Rosa Star is going to win this race and is going to win this race by a length. But you watch this race, and you know, Rosa Star's kind of got a dream trip here, just kind of casually 2-path, we'll call it stalking a 30-1 that's going to back out of it here. And then here's Kagwa, who's got to come from looping and from the back, and we're going to lose a lot of ground here on the turn. You know, I don't want to take anything away from a horse that won by a length and did it in good fashion, but Kagwa had the worst of the trips here. And this is another race round. We've seen these stats now from Horse Racing Nation. You don't really want to be on the lead on the Tapeta going long. We know how you want to be close going short, but going long, it's okay to be stalking a little bit. And I think that's the trip Kagwa will get today. I would think Edgar Zayas puts him in the race a little bit early on. The other thing is Rosa Star's got legitimate speed to his outside with Caronville, and a little bit to the inside maybe as well with Zodiac Princess.
And with the other horse, with Caronville, as you mentioned, I gave a look to in here. Was given some time off after following a trio of competitive, really, performance, going a mile and 70 yards, and the Tapeta comes up now, sets the pace, fades. But that's this level in distance in July. So coming back, Armando de la Cerda has a working well for the return, for this all-weather return. So we'll see how this horse runs this afternoon. But I think I agree with you. We're basically in agreement with our exactor in there. Let's flip and go to race number 3 today. And this one is about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. And it's filly 2-year-olds, $35,000. And I went, and so did you, with the number 6 Cloud Storage on top, who's dropping to the 35 level today after breaking slowly from the rail before going up and chasing the pace, finishing 5th against maiden special weight competition, going 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather Tapeta. So I found the stat on Mark Cassie with horses going maiden special weight to maiden claiming on the Tapeta, 7 for 23, 30%, 57% in the money. 252 is the return of investment. So good numbers there. Of course, Mark Cassie, not only does he run on the Tapeta here, he runs on the Tapeta up in Canada too, and does an incredible job. He's got about 600,000 horses, I believe.
He runs everywhere. Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday. This is a big move for this horse. I mean, obviously, 2 maiden special weight races. They bet this horse both times. Listen, didn't do a lot of running. I get that. They paid $47 for this horse, so it's not like they're totally giving her away in for $35. It just looks like to me, Ronnie, this is the right spot. You got Mark, you got the Pink Silks of Gary Barber, Edwin Gonzalez is here as well. You put them together, they're almost 25%.
The number 3, Harlan's Legacy, is the daughter of Good Samaritan, debuting for Victor Barboza Jr. He's pretty solid. With his first-time start, it's about 21%. You got an MCL Jaramillo in the saddle today.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly all that I saw as well. This is a barn that knows how to pop. You got a slew of works here, a couple of them from the gate. These guys are over 20% together, so it's go-to rider. There's a lot to like about this horse, and I don't think being a first-time starter in this race, Ronnie, is a huge negative because what we've seen from the horses in the afternoon, not all that much.
Yeah, and Motown, similar situation. Sure. Daughter of Motown by Uncle Mo, debuting for Eddie. It's about 15% with his first-time starters. I think a logical horse, too. Yep. Like you said, if you don't like Cloud Storage, then one of these firsters might get up and do it. So that is how we see the first 3 this afternoon. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have my Rainbow Six ticket with a $550,000 gross jackpot guarantee pool.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
welcome back to Gulfstream today on opening day of the Sunshine Meet.
Get yourself together.
I got to calm down here. I'm so excited with the opening day of the Sunshine Meet. I'm dropping my water bottle all over the place. But I'm calm now because we're going to start the fourth race with a 1 mile claimer for 3-year-olds of 4 and up, non-winners of 3. And more importantly, this is where the Rainbow Six starts. And I have a $48.60 ticket. We'll talk about the fourth race in a minute. Fifth race, as Brian mentioned, he had a couple of scratches. I did go with Dubstep, Accelerator, and Reaching Stride. My single today comes in race number 6. It's the one Golden Isle, Phil Gilberto Zerpa. Taking a little bit of a shot there because I needed coverage in the rest of these races. Race 7, Night Jumper is my top pick along with Cashier Check. Uncork the Bottle looks pretty strong in race number 8, but I got Mr. Tito's on there. And in the nightcap, I like Martha May Huvier to get it done in there, but I use Bullet on Tap and Patsy Girl. So trying to get some prices a little later on with that single in race number 6. I've had a little bit of success with this ticket, $48.60. I usually go $43.20, but I step it up when we got a cool $550,000.
Is that what you hit with last week?
I think, yeah,
48.60?
yeah.
Okay.
So
I like it.
race 4, as I mentioned at the top, it's a mile claim of 3 or 4 and up, non-winners of 3, $6,250. And both Brian and I went with the number 7 Royal Kitten, who's dropping to this $6,250 level for Saffy Joseph Jr. He's going to put blinkers on.
Yeah, I initially was going to use Wandering West in my early pick 5 equally, but I just thought Royal Kitten, Ronnie, on the class drop. We saw Saffy do this last week. We talked about this last week where normally you'd be worried about a drop like this. Doesn't really bother me with Saffy. They like to win races. Frank Calabrese likes to win races. It's just maybe time to move on. I think Royal Kitten's in a good spot.
That's a great point with Frank Calabrese. For years, you know, and he drops him down. He just loves to be leading owner. He didn't get it this year, but Arundel was the leading owner at the recent concluded meet. So number 4, Wandering West, who you alluded to, is another getting some needed class relief today after chasing the pace and coming up empty against those 20 claimers going a mile for Louis Roussel. MSCL Jaramillo atop the son of Mindchef. When Louis rides MSCL, they're usually in serious business here, but this horse needed the drop.
Absolutely. And I mean, let's be honest. We love Mr. Louis, but the barn has not been as prolific this summer as it has been the last 2. It's another reason why I think Royal Kitten's in the right spot. But the drop is certainly supposed to wake this horse up today.
Yeah, we almost got the same super up there. Maybe you go with Exponential, who's cutting back to 1-turn mile for Peter Walder, Jesus Rios. Peter had a nice meet over the Royal Palm meet. So we'll see how that goes out. So that is race number 4. And that is importantly the opening leg of the Rainbow Six. Let's go to race number 5 this afternoon. This one is about a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta Maiden, claiming fillies and mares 3 and up, $16,000. And Brian put a late pick 5 ticket together. You got hurt by the scratch bird today.
I did. My long shot's out the last race 2 here, so I double scratch in here. We'll get to it in a second. I always was 3 deep in race 6. I agree with you. Golden Isle's loose in there, Ronnie. It's just a question of does anybody go, but I put She's Classy on top. Back-to-back singles. Night Jumper is an aggressive best bet of the day for me. So that one's, you got that one there going for you. Maybe you get some value there. Uncork the Bottles, the other single for me. And then we'll go 3 deep. I alluded to that. I lost Frosty Secret. My long shot, we go 3 deep in there. Replays coming up. The 8 now, Martha May Huvier scratched into that one.
Martha May Huvier is who you picked. I did that too with that. Getting back to this race this afternoon, Dubstep, I always had on top. Who's moves to the Mary Epler barn after the claim, steps up to the 16 level today after rallying to finish second against those 12-5 maidens going mild 70 yards. They're good with new claims, about 15%. Miguel Vasquez, this is for sure a lateral move.
This is a sharp barn, and this is a barn that doesn't claim a lot of horses, and I always say that I like when sharp outfits do that, and she's 15%. Miguel immediately come on right back and ride. And this horse, Ronnie, has upside. And we're going to get to Stellarator in a second, but I can't trust her at all. I think Dubstep's in a good spot now with the double scratches.
Yeah, Stellarator is another one stepping up a notch after rallying to finish second once again against those 12-5 maidens. Seems to be stuck in there in second gear, going a mile in the 16 for Dave Brady. Luca Panici atop the daughter of Treasure Beach.
Yeah, I mean, I picked her 5th before the scratches. I just don't trust her at all. I've used her. I've needed her. She runs the same race every time. That might actually be good today, good enough today. But, you know, again, 2-1 on the morning line. You're probably only going to get lower now with a couple scratches. A very tough horse to trust at an underlaid price.
The number 9, Reaching Stride, you have in second, almost reached the winner's circle when she rallied forward to finish third behind aforementioned Stellarator, beating a half length for the whole enchilada last time out. Edgar Prado rides for Javier Morzan.
And this is a name that I think we're going to see now over the next couple of days. I don't know a lot about this barn. 2 for 20 on the year, so has a couple wins. What I do know, Ronnie, it's tough to improve off Jose D'Angelo. That last race wasn't bad, and she's only run 3 times.
Let's go to race number 6 this afternoon, and this one is about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta, claiming fillies 3-year-olds of 4 and up, non-winners of 3 in life, 12-5 down to $10,000. And Brian mentioned on the top, not a lot of scratches this afternoon. Here was my single in the Rainbow 6 Golden Isle, who moves to the Victor Barboza Jr. barn after the claim opened and then surrendered a 3-length lead when beaten just ahead at this level and distance. The barn is sharp. You know, with new claims, we'll show you that stat first after the claim. Now, this is overall. I thought this was interesting, and I wanted to show this. 17 for 50, 34% in the past 5 years. But on the Tapeta, only 2 for 13, 15%. I don't know if you read anything into that, but more importantly, Brian, this is the only 4-time winner in the field.
You know, there's a lot going on here. I mean, this is a very, very sharp barn, and I think we all agree that it's taken a little time for some of these outfits to get accustomed to the Tapeta. It's a small sample, but it's right there. 2 for 15 is now 34%. So food for thought. This horse needs to be caught. We've seen the speed at 5.5. You need to be close. You know darn well Amicio will put this horse on the lead. The question is, does anybody press her from the outside?
You went with the number 7, Cheese Classy, who was a winner sprinting at this level on the Tapeta 2 starts ago, back from Colonial Downs.
Yeah, her form is a little dirtied up, right? Because obviously she didn't run at Colonial. Then you see the dirt races here at Gulfstream 3 back was a bad effort. But look at the Tapeta race 2 back, and it was at 5. It wasn't at 5.5, and she gets up. She's not going to be too far out of it. She draws a nice attack post. Jose D'Angelo, maybe it's a rare time you get him at a little bit of a price.
Yeah, you know, the number 6, Boss Lady Kim, is plunging today to the 12-5 level after the inconsistent pair sprinting on the Tapeta. It's a daughter Street Boss who defeated $40,000 condition claimers 2 starts back, chases the pace. Safi Joseph Jr., boy, this is shaky.
Yeah, I don't know if they're playing a little poker here or what, and say, you know, we dare you to claim her. I don't know. It's a homebred for Red Oak, and you know, she's by Street Boss, some $15,000 sire. They're obviously kind of sort of out with this horse. You know, we've talked about this time and time again. It's just, what do you do with these kind of horses? She does have a win on the Tapeta. She certainly didn't run last time, Ron, at 4-1, by the way, too.
Yeah, 4-1. I mean, it was, just a shaky drought down for me in there this afternoon. So, race number 7, we're going to go to right now. It's about a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta. Allowance optional claimer 3-year-olds, or the optional claiming price is $75,000. Feature race this afternoon. Both Brian and I went with the 4 Night Jumper, who's back with straight 3-year-olds this afternoon.
Yeah, this is a good spot for this horse. My best bet of the day here, and I don't think we're seeing 6-1 on this horse, but it is a deep and competitive field, so maybe we inch out a little bit of value. I mean, it's right there in front of you, Ron. He's run 1 time on the Tapeta. It was by far his best effort. He got back with Kent Sweezy last time and really blew up. He's got not only does he have the right kind of stalking running style, there is a lot of speed in this race, Ron. For a 9-horse route race, it looks all in front of Night Jumper to me, and Edgar's right here again, too.
The number 5, Cashier Check, is stretching out to the mile in the 16th after setting the pace from the rail and finishing second against those 25 optional claimers, going a mile and 70. Victor Barboza, sure getting strong front-running jock. Mr. Paco Lopez going to try and stretch this horse's speed to the wire.
Yeah, you know Paco's on a send mission. It's good to see him back here as he returns after his summer up north. But I don't know. I know he's a strong finishing rider. I find it difficult to see someone's going to suss this out on the lead, Ron.
Brian, I wanted to ask you about the number 8, Treasure King. You got a little further down than I do. This one was stakes placed at the distance back in June. Goes to the sidelines after coming up empty behind that repeat winner, Grand David. But that was in the Bears Den during July. It's Safi. He's got the son of Treasure Beak working well for the return. But both you and I backed off this horse a little bit.
Yeah, I just think you're going to take an underlaid price, Ron, on a horse that's kind of slow on paper, and those races were restricted 3-year-old races. So I don't think it's that big of a deal, on September 30th at all. My point is he's yet to run against older horses, so he's a little flattered by the fact that he was running against only 3-year-olds. And honestly, in his last 2, he really wasn't running that well. And he's going to get bet today.
Yeah, you're probably right. And the 8th race this afternoon is a 1 mile starter optional claimer on the fast main track, 3-year-old start of 8 less, or the optional claiming price is $16,000. I think this was one of your singles in here. Uncork the bottle.
Yeah, Ron, it was one of those races where you probably could go 5 deep if you really wanted to, or you're going to go to kind of rip the Band-Aid off and single. And I just kind of felt at the end of the day, Uncork the Bottle's the best horse here. He's 6 for 14 over our main track. He's going to stretch out a little bit. The last time he ran a mile was a really, really big effort where he got up over Mr. Tito's, over Ain't Wasting Time. A lot of these horses, Ronnie, I got it circled on my paper. There's big losing streaks here for some of these guys.
Yeah, and that horse that won was that repeat winner, Smiling Tufels, who we'll see back on Sunday, who's really riding in good form. So I wanted to show you a stat when Rohan Crichton teams up with MSCL Jaramillo over the past 2 years. 18 for 56, 32%, 64% in the money, 178 is the return of investment. Just guys that have been doing exceptionally well together. And it's key when you're handicapping, at least for me, Brian, when you see certain jocks riding for certain guys, you got to give them that second look.
No, I agree. And like you alluded to, the race he's coming out of, Smiling Tufels for trainer Danny Hertak's been on fire.
Danny Hertak's been doing incredible, really. Number 4, Mr. Tito's, who you make is going to try and make it 2 in a row after finishing second at this level and distance. But he was elevated to the top spot when that horse C tried and was disqualified. Jose Garofalo, Lionel Reyes at the controls.
I mean, he's such a cool old horse, and he tries and he runs his races, but he's not a huge fan of getting there first. And when you have this kind of running style, you're always up against it, too.
Yeah, one of the horse, the number 2, Ain't Wasting Time, was a sharp winner at this level and distance, 2 starts back. Hopes to bounce back. He didn't run that well last time out for Diane Marisi. This one, Sonny Leone at the controls.
Yeah, and he's going to have to do it the hard way because he's the inside speed, and there's going to be several of them to his outside. I think that's a tough way to try to win this race.
The nightcap on a Friday afternoon, which happens to be today, about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta, maiden claiming fillies and mares 3 and up, $25,000. And you had your long shot scratch out of this race, I believe. Yeah,
Yep.
So that was Frosty Streak at 12-1. It's not going to run today. Maybe next time. Did you bump up number 8, Martha May Huvier?
Yeah, we've got the replay, too, of Martha and Bullet on Tap. Martha's the 4, Bullet on Tap is the 6, and we'll just see what's going on here. And she's going to check out of it a little bit here as we bring this one up. Here we go. Martha's down. Good job, Bob. Thanks. Martha's the 4, and Bullet on Tap's the outside. She's going to check out of it here in a second, where it's just kind of like, well, that's not what you want to do when you're going a snappy 5 on the Tapeta. She's going to lose a little position, while Bullet on Tap never had to worry about any of that. And to be beaten a neck from there, Ron, when you're going 5.5 and you've got to try to run down the even money favorite, I mean, I think it's a pretty decent effort, all things considered. She seems to be moving forward. It was only her second start in this barn. She's going to come out here. I just thought it was a really, really solid effort. Bullet on Tap is what it is, Ron. She's also 0 for 12, and she runs her down. So, I mean, I just think it's a really, really good effort. The winner, Divine Encounter, kind of swoops them here. This was a strong effort, and they always like to bet Bullet on Tap, too, so you might even get a better price on Martha May Huvier, and to me, she ran a month better than Bullet on Tap did, so I'll come back to her.
Sorry, Brian. Bullet on Tap, I just wanted to see 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive third-place finishes.
I mean, she's 0 for 12 with 8 underneath finishes, and we're in Rohan, and Rohan hasn't gotten anything else out of her. And, we know how good Rohan Crichton is, and Jose D'Angelo couldn't either. So, you know what? She's going to run a 56 buyer today. Maybe it'll be good enough. I'll take my chance it's not.
The number 4, Patsy's Girl, who would be tested for class. She steps up to the 25 level after dueling throughout. And she finished second. She was only beaten at neck throughout, a 12-5 career debut, going 5.5 for Lester Barbazon. You're getting Sonny Leone in the orange. It's got to prove it can run with these, but I think it's a good spot to try this.
She's clearly the wild card. She's clearly the danger because, yeah, you're right. She does have to step up, but let's just be honest, it's not the saltiest group of 25s we've seen. She comes out of a fast racer, 12-5, and she ran hard, Ronnie. She dueled the entire way, didn't give up an inch late, and she was 10-1. They bet her a little bit for a barn that's, not the most prolific barn we have. So I think she's very dangerous. There's no ticket I'm playing without her on it.
Well, that wraps it up. 9 races today. I was thinking there was 10, but there was only 9. And that makes it all the more special for our lightning round today because we have an awful lot to tell you about. And as we mentioned, today is the start of the Sunshine Meet. But
That is correct.
we had a good contest here for the jockeys and trainers. There's the jockeys. Well, it was all about, Miguel Vasquez from the get-go, but Lionel Reyes, and look at Edgar Zayas finally made it into the top 5, and he was gone for months.
Yeah, I mean, this has been long decided, but I don't want to take anything away from Miguel because he's done such a tremendous job. We talk time and time again how he's always got horses in the right spots, and he rides everything like it's the Pegasus, But Lionel, there was a time when he was 4th or 5th, and we saw him one day on the leaderboard, and all of a sudden he's 10 clear of 2nd. What a great meet, and Edgar Perez has certainly had a big one too, and Amicia was out for a while, so and Edgar, it's just great to see him back, and certainly he would have made Miguel earn it. I think we all know that if he was here.
And the trainer situation was, I think it was won on the first day by Safi. So Joseph Jr. had 68. But I loved all the action underneath.
Yeah, the podium, as you and I are us Tour de France guys, we always talk about the podium. And Rohan Crichton gets 2nd over Jose D'Angelo. And Jorge Delgado's got several stakes wins with Willie Boy. And he's going to try to sweep with Awesome Strong tomorrow. And listen, Joe Orsino, Joe's not starting 5 horses a day. That's a pretty good job right there.
No, very good. He was good all summer long. It's still, basically supposed to be the first day of fall soon, but we don't know about that here in Florida. But we got some fantastic races tomorrow with the final of the Florida Sire Stakes Series.
Yeah, a lot of excitement. Lynx and Awesome Strong will try to sweep them. Lynx for Arundel, as Ronnie mentioned, the leading owner, and this is Awesome Strong, 7-5 on Pete's morning line, and every bit of that because Ronnie, he's been stunning in both his wins.
Yeah, he's really been good, and we'll see if, Turbo can finally reverse it. Don't forget, they're going a mile in the 16th. First finish line for these 2-year-olds, a lot of them first time doing this, especially Awesome Strong. So we'll see how that plays up. And the filly race, too, I think it's a little more wide open.
I agree. I admittedly have been waiting to try to beat Lynx. I'm going to do it tomorrow. With that being said, she is 8-5 in this race because she looks the best.
So that's going to be fun, and that's races. I think that's race number 8, and one is race number 10, if I believe an 11 race card. So also our best bets and long shots today. Brian, what's your best bet today?
I got Kent Sweezy in race 7 with Night Jumper, the 4.
And mine was that one horse in race number 6 today, Golden Isle at 3-1. The speed of the speed, I guess, in there. And the long shot today, I don't know, yours was scratch, wasn't it?
Well, you're not allowed to have 2 long shots. And I'm making
Your
a joke.
best bet is my long shot?
Good. There we go.
Isn't that your best bet?
That is my best bet.
And that's my long shot
Okay.
today.
We'll see about that. So now we're going to get about 2-1 with the Nicoletti's team. I don't have a long shot. I lost my long shot. And the funny thing is, 3 scratches on the program today. I lost my long shot. The other horse who was initially my long shot lost that one too.
Well, our sister track,
Yes.
Santa Anita's opened up. Boy, they got some nice races scheduled.
Big stuff out there. They've got several Breeders' Cup win you're in races over the next few weeks. Tomorrow, Saturday tomorrow, the Awesome Again highlights a 5 stakes card, several grade 2s, and of course the grade 1 that will send the winner, and I would assume the top, well, if anybody wants to take on Flightline and Life is Good, our Pegasus World Cup winner. Anyway, that'll send the winner on to the Breeders' Cup Classic.
And the big news here locally was we released our stake schedule for the championship meet. Of course, the Pegasus, the Florida Derby. It's going to be quite a meet.
Yeah, it's got a lot to look forward to. Obviously, the Pegasus in January, of course, the Florida Derby. Here's Life is Good. And Life is Good, Ronnie, I'm sure you saw it running tomorrow up at Belmont at Aqueduct, I guess we're going with, in the Woodward. And here he is here. That's a horse of the year he's beaten, and a defending Pegasus World Cup winner in Nick's Go. And boy, what a freakishly good horse, and let's just hope he gets through unscathed, and he's going to be about 1 to 100 Flightline and Life is Good in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe one of those horses, both maybe, can make it to the Pegasus World Cup. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and that is going to be great. And the championship meet starts a little later this year on December 26th, but we'll pick up that turf racing on December 1st. So lots of great stuff to look forward to. So we're going to turn it over to Pete.
The mandatory.
Oh, the mandatory.
We added that one
right.
in.
We added that late, yeah. The mandatory pair on the rain, they're expecting over $1.5 million Brian always tries to guess. He's saying up. He always goes with the higher. I think it was, what was it last time? $2 or $3 million was in it.
Big number. I think the carryover into today is 392, 550 in the gross jackpot guarantee. If they don't hit it today and take a shot at it, it's a good day to play it. Yeah, we'll have a big number tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's mandatory payout. Brian and I will have a little ticket together. A little video that you can watch on YouTube and everything like that. We'll be doing those this afternoon. Maybe it can help you definitely throw out or add a horse or two.
I agree, and we're gonna film them from the set, or we're gonna be around the plant a little bit today.
No, we'll be around this beautiful Gulfstream Park today.
So
wise guy.
Pete doesn't have a lot to do, but you'll hear from him now, and you got him all afternoon. So best of luck.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.